to be this season. They're just 10-24 away from home this year. So, and from what I hear, Pete, they've showed up on time.
They have indeed. Our crew chief is jump. It's Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, Embiid, Richardson, and Shea in their blue. Glad you're with us here on Grizzlies.com. Nice cut through the lane, and he likes to focus and script that first play of the game.
On the lane, and he draws the foul to go to the free throw line. But, you know, I like that when the Grizzlies have
77% from the line. Makes one of two, and the Grizzlies the early lead. Defense, one of the better steal teams in the NBA. Here's Tobias Harris. He leans, fires, rimming. Off the curl, the pitch out. Valanciunas thinks about it, goes with the three.
Attempt when these two teams met earlier this season back in February.
And Valanciunas. And the Sixers won that one 119-107.
And it wasn't that close.
Philadelphia. That was the Furkan Korkmaz game.
Oh, my goodness. Luckily, he doesn't shoot the bench in that game for the Sixers. He couldn't miss.
No, and the Grizzlies couldn't hit from three.
No.
Just five. Tunis an open three. Embiid doesn't come out to challenge. Jaren Jackson down the lane.
Love to see that from Jaren. Also going to the basket on the offensive end.
Tunis goes back to the free throw line. 73% for the best bass fisherman.
In 30 minutes a game.
Yeah. When he's out there, he rebounds at a phenomenal. Honestly, Fish, this is something. Oh, Kyle Anderson, an early looking three. It's through. For Kyle.
You know, the defense is pretty much where he wants. Is Embiid again from outside, knocks that one down. I think coming in this restart, really good defensive teams are ones that are going to distance. Was that a three from Ben Simmons?
I think it was.
On Embiid.
Kyle Anderson with a knockaway. Jaren Soloms, and that'll be an offensive foul.
He'd stay away from. I'll take that one. Going to the basket on the break.
Now Shake Milton thought about it. Drives on Tobias Harris. Shot clock at 10. Dylan Brooks step back gun. It won't go. Harris, his baseline gun is good, and the Philadelphia
can be a scorers. Boy,
Embiid.
He hasn't stepped inside.
56 a game. Valanciunas trying to get Embiid off balance. Fades in. Leading the league in that category. And Korkmaz hits a corner three, and it's a little bit of a...
It out on the threes. 4 of 6 for Philadelphia to start.
And the Grizzlies 1 of 4 on the flip side just the first time. DeAnthony Melton, Mr. Do-Something's on the floor. Tyus Jones with a runner, and that won't over. Simmons with a slalom and an off-balance shot. Everything that they have put together in place. Tyus lobs from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Melton with 5 to shoot. Works over Korkmaz. Fires can't. Yes, it is. Well, I mean, how many of these guys in quarantine?
Turnovers for the Grizzlies turned into 12 points off
turnovers for the Grizzlies. And the offensive
greatest players playing on it it's something else to watch, and I think they've done it with this.
That one's called on Glenn Robinson.
Glenn Robinson III, his first, team's first.
To Joel Embiid.
Grizzlies got a good shot there, though.
Robinson, Jackson, good hands and a takeaway. Philadelphia team 6th in defensive efficiency as Robinson works inside. Harris,
number 0, DeAnthony Melton.
9th season in the league. I'm with the Milwaukee Bucks, Los Angeles Clippers as well. But again, he has one of those games.
Score 6.8 rebounds per game as well. It's Grizzly.
Josh works baseline, finds Valanciunas. JV against Embiid, coming back from a strained shoulder. Also had some wrist and hand injury. And the rebound to Morant. Kyle Trey out of troubles. Grizzlies already 10 turnovers. Morant off the curl. Valanciunas and Embiid
in the paint and trying to create. So Grizzlies need to continue to try and attack the basket. It's like that for everybody.
Yeah, I mean it is. You know, some days you may practice at 10 in the morning. Some days you're practicing at 4. The act 2. Here's Korkmaz for 3. Rebound Simmons, a no-look. Korkmaz off the reload.
A lot.
Morant, wham! And Brett Brown immediately. 17, 4 and 25 for the half in Orlando.
Bringing the ball up the floor, not just playing off the ball.
At time the Sixers lost Jaren Jackson.
That Brett Brown said he really likes about this unit because he's been using it a lot in practice is this.
Good ball move at that time. Off the bench. And if there's anybody who can do it, just
the bottom line is for all basketball players, when you're out there, whatever minutes you have.
As a Sixer again, they got him from the Golden State Warriors. There goes Matisse Thybulle with
able to apply mentally in the offseason. He's had 4 months off now. I think
second-year player. Well, let me tell you that his teammates are not treating him like a second-year player.
Any thoughts on that first half? Overarching thoughts?
I think the jump shots. I think the 76ers
On the floor.
For a second there, Al had John Morant. No one saw him. At it again. Here it is. Tobias finds him. Like it's nothing. Time again, without hesitation, the pull-up and the knockdown.
This, you know, a 17-footer, a 20-footer, a three-pointer, and he definitely buried that.
The kick out, again, that was what they intended to do, executing on the on that team.
Stop that.
Little 2-3 motion there. Nice little post up again for the Grizzlies. 5-0.
Kyle Anderson.
Grizzlies building around a couple of 20-year-olds in John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. Well,
the intangible of toughness that he brings to the table.
So the goal for the Sixers.
Tobias real effective off the dribble.
Ben Simmons.
For these games, and there are 3 different venues at the NBA campus in Orlando. Gonzaga, 40% three-point shooter on the season. Back with the second of 3 scrimmages, the Sixers taking on Oklahoma City Sunday.
Really nice handles, and you can see just plays under control, even though they're asking him to do.
First appearance of the second half for him. Sixers pretty much with the Memphis Grizzlies actually picked. And the slam for Clark, guys who did not make it to that 15-man roster. Zaire Smith spent most of the year. Top blocker in the NBA. Or at least trying to. No, it's going to be an Alec Burks 3, and down it goes for Burks. At the wing spot, Burks we're talking about, Glenn Robinson, Furkan Korkmaz, shake.
For the big fella.
I'll tell you what, you can see right there.
They went 8 for 15 or 8 for 14 from long range. They actually made more threes than that.
Sixers led by as many as 29. They are up. The Grizzlies outscored the Sixers 34-18 in the third. 5th year from Tennessee, 6'5", 200. Got him in the 4-team deal. Three from Matisse Thybulle. Good work by Norvel Pell, and that's how he's going to get his point. Third.
Shot that a little bit with just one shoulder facing the basket, unable to convert. None advantage if he just stays aggressive and don't worry about making mistakes. I think good
here at Wells Fargo Center where we are stationed. How about Norvel Pell?
He's got to chase it down, Mark. Valanciunas late to it.
Taken in a Sixer uniform in any game.
And it looked like he was trying to salvage something out of nothing.
We could say the same for number 9, Kyle O'Quinn, the 8th-year big man. Again, it's Haul. It's spelled like the Bielitsa. Now remember the Sacramento Kings.
Somebody else's problem.
That's good heads-up play by count them, 14 Memphis turnovers, leading to 19 points. That was all in.
2 different approaches from the coaches. One resting the guys that he's expecting to use.
Jackson Jr., who was unceremoniously to get a run in here. Mariel Shayok, number 35, the rookie from Iowa State, sent from beyond the arc. So we go to Serena.
The bench, since there are no fans, comes into play.
I think it's huge, Serena herself, because this is going to be, I think, some of the grind that we talk about. But
got 7 points off the bench.
I've said it before, Mark. I think the team that handled hotel room for potentially 100 days on end, those are the things you're not going to be able to see on.
Claim your seats as early as next week. For more information, Sixers.com/. Now, you said something earlier, Al, as we gathered here at Wells Fargo Center.
For our viewers at home, if you can recall the longest you've ever been in a hotel room or away from home.